sitting in an IEP and the team is saying, this can't happen because, it's just not appropriate. Your child has, A, B, and C behaviors. What should we say when, we're going into the room knowing that it might not make any difference, but it's really about going in there and making your case. If you decide to go further, if you decide to, go to mediation, if you, are going to be moving and you want everything in your IEP, whatever it might be, it's about going in, asking the right questions, and really making them respond right in writing. So it is very clear what they're saying and why.
Got to get that paper trail.
Yeah.
And email is probably easiest for that.
Yeah.
I always come back to why do you think my child's doing this? Mm-hmm. Have you taken data? What is the data telling you? Is there any data you need me to take at home? Mm-hmm. Do you need any suggestions? If there's a plan in place that's still not working, have we done a functional behavior assessment yet? You can request that as a parent. You can request that evaluation for an FBA if you want one. I cannot stress enough how important it is to have a positive behavior support plan in place if there are behavioral concerns. If that's not in place, get it in place, because if there's a need in behavior, there should be a behavior support plan. And I keep saying that because there's so many kids I see that don't have that, even though they need it. And it's a common complaint from teachers. And it's being used against the student as justification for more restrictive setting, but it's not documented in the IEP. So make sure it's in there. Make sure the present levels under behavior is really clearly written in a way that is student-centered.
I was just going to say, because even if you do have a behavior support plan, they are not all made equally, just like, anything in life. And so to make sure, just because they have a behavior support plan and, you're still seeing behaviors, maybe we need to also look at how the interventions, what are we doing? How can we change things up? That is what behavioral intervention, it's not, it's not just let's try this and nothing else is working. It really should be like everything, child-led and, trying something different. And something that works today is not necessarily going to work tomorrow for some kids.
And I have to say here too, really quickly, that oftentimes I also see the work is too hard as one of the reasons why a behavior could be occurring. And I want to push people to think that could it possibly be because the work is too easy? Mm-hmm. And the student is constantly getting the same easy work and getting frustrated. And I don't see that as much, because I think the general assumption around disability is often that things are too hard, we need to make them easier. But that's not always the case. We see this time and time again, especially with students with autism who are constantly getting these repeat, recycled, rote kind of skill building practice. And we see them, when you give a different modality, they're able to access way beyond what people expect. And so when you think back at what is the reason the student's doing this, really want to push people to think about not just work is too hard and they're trying to get out of it, but maybe it's just not rigorous enough.